Hey, how's it going? It's Maggie here. Hold on, let me adjust this. Okay, trying to look at two cameras at the same time. So I was looking at my past recordings and I realized that I'm like, if I'm trying to talk on Instagram, I'm not looking at the recording on Zoom, and I can't do vice versa. So I'm gonna try to look at both cameras at the same time. So welcome to Midweek can't even talk. Welcome to Midweek with Maggie. Happy Wednesday. If this is your first time watching or listening, thanks so much for joining. And in this weekly Go Live, I share my journey as entrepreneur, digital entrepreneur, as a female, as whatever the label I get labeled. And really my mission is to help ordinary people get closer to their wildest dreams. So I share my breakthroughs so that you can get closer to your wildest dreams. So people hopping on Instagram, thank you so much. And then I try to do this Go Live on Facebook as well, but for some reason the video is lagging. So if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, you're going to be catching recording. If you wanted to catch live for next week, find me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is at Maggie, Maggie, number 8, Misaki. I almost forgot. Maggie 8 Misaki. So that's the little introduction. How's everyone doing? It's been almost a month for most people since the whole quarantine lockdown started. Let me know where you're tuning in from, by the way. Love to hear. I know I get people from, in the past, I've got people watching from UK. Somebody was from, where were they? I can't remember where they're from, but they were watching it from some islands. I can't even remember the name, but I love hearing and seeing people jumping on from all over the world. So, and today, so this is episode 17. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I'm doing this for this is the 17th episode. I started it in November, I think, or maybe December. I can't remember. I've been doing this every week. And so before I dive in, what's going on? I like to share what's going on in my world. I've been very productive. Today, last few days, it's kind of crazy, really busy. And I'm hyped up and like there's so much things to do. So I'm trying to like keep my focus one thing at a time. Trying to get things done and really prioritize what I need to get done and what I want to get done. So I shared it, I think it was Monday. So I listen to podcasts. I love podcasts. I'm like religiously into podcast. And one of the podcasts I follow is James Wetmore's Mind Your Business podcast. Absolutely love it. Even if you're not a business owner or entrepreneur, like I would recommend checking it out because you get to hear like people in the different industries, diving into online world and expanding their business to online, to the next level, and then taking a place to online on the internet. So but anyway, so on Monday he did an interview episode with this guy. He's big on YouTube. His name's Aaron Dottie, I think that's his last name. He has like almost like 1 million followers on YouTube, but I love his stuff. So like when I saw his name, when I was checking, I was gonna go running, and I saw his name on the podcast as an episode. I like clicked it immediately and listened to it. It was so good. They talk about a lot of like spirituality and what's going on in the world in terms of like energetic level. If you are taking negative information such as pretty much news, basically they're counting down how many people get infected, how many people are dying, that can affect you negatively. And it's you don't need that stuff in your life. And so I would recommend checking it out. So his business, his podcast name is Mind Your Business Podcast. I talk about this a lot about this podcast, but anyway, so today's topic, I wanted to dive in. Thanks for watching, everybody, on Instagram. I see people just hopping on. Let's see. Oh, right. So today's topic I want to talk about is, I'm going to title it, so it's probably already somewhere if you're watching recording, that this wasn't my choice to be become an entrepreneur. I've been hearing this a lot, so I wanted to bring this as a topic. Hearing some of my friends or people, want to start an online business, they are like, they want to do it, they want to dive into it, they want to start it, but then they kept telling me that I'm not born to be an entrepreneur. I am not, I don't have the entrepreneurial mindset. All this kind of statements that they were throwing at me. And I wanted to share my journey because I noticed it a lot since I started listening podcasts, like a different podcast, hearing different stories of other entrepreneurs who are very successful. When they were little, they already had the entrepreneurial mindset or spirit, where they did like a lemonade stand. They sold their the card game, to sold the cards to their friends and the other kids. What else they've done? Selling different parts of cars in high school and college. And for me, I never did that. I never even thought of doing that. I did not born as an entrepreneur. Both of my parents, they're not entrepreneurs. They're very open-minded people, but they are not entrepreneurs. And they were both employees. My mom doesn't work anymore, but when she was, around my age, she was working for companies. And their parents, that's the whole other story, because my grandpa went to war, and then my grandma was staying at home. And then my mom's side, I guess they had a factory, a little factory at their home. So they were self-employed, but not necessarily entrepreneur. But so I wanted to share my story. So I've been doing this online entrepreneurship for 2 years now. And before that, I was introduced to network marketing, 2 different ones over 2 years. And that's how my entrepreneurship started. But up until that, from day I was born until a year in after I graduated from college and started working, I thought that get a good the typical the story that I was told to, or I wasn't actually told, I felt like I had to get a good grades at school. I had to a good student, and so that I can get a good job. I can get into the school in the university, and then so that I can get a good job, and so I can have a good life. And that's not something that my parents were telling me, but that was what I was witnessing around in my environment. So I didn't know anything else other than that. When I was in high school, oh, love the background. Thanks. Yeah, I got it from my friend Danny. It's a whole. It kind of looks like a Lion King, but all the trees upside down. Anyway, so when I was in high school, I just did. Well, first of all, I moved back from Japan, and I didn't speak English back then. It's been 10 plus years now. So you might, you still hear a little bit of accent. like when I speak in English, and I don't speak perfect English. I'm still learning. But so yeah, when I was in high school, I was just trying to learn a language so hard, and so that I can get a good grade and I can go to college. And so when I was senioring in high school, I didn't know what else to do after graduation than going to college, continue uh, continue schooling. I didn't really know any other options. Like now that after the fact, I saw people took like a gap year, traveled, or like, like went to what do they call it, community college, and then get that like general ed done until they figure out what they want to do, what they want to study. I didn't know that was even an option. So I took SAT. I went to school in Indiana for 3.5 years and graduated. And in high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. Like I loved meeting people. I'm very extroverted. I love traveling. I love cooking. I love this, all this, like I had a lot of passions, but I didn't really know how to turn into a career, or do that as a, like, find a job in the field that I was passionate about. I love cooking, but I don't see myself, becoming a chef. I love to be like a personal chef once in a while. Like I was telling to my friends the other day, like if time and money, and if there's a people to feed, like I will just keep cooking and then baking and stuff. But that's another story. But yeah, so definitely I didn't even know that like entrepreneur was like a thing I can pursue. And so yeah, and in college I studied hospitality and tourism management, because I thought that's the path to get a traveling job and come out like literally maybe like two semesters, so like a year before I was graduating. Start realizing that I only have an option to go either hotel industry or like restaurant industry, and then I didn't really want to do either, but I had to finish school. I wasn't gonna like keep changing the majors. So I just finished it and then graduated and then got a job, and that's how I ended up in Arizona. But I started working for one of the resorts in Sedona, and I realized this wasn't something I wanted to it wasn't the field I wanted to pursue my career. And I was kind of like stuck. I was looking for other jobs. I was forever looking for different jobs. And because like your neighbor's grass looks the glass looks green on the other side. I cannot talk. I need like the what do they call it, the warm up for my talking today. But glass looks green now, so I kept looking different jobs in the different fields, but I couldn't even like apply. I'm sure some people have this like experience. You're doing a job hunting, you're looking at like the requirements and whatnot, and like you don't meet the requirements, so you're like, okay, like do I even want to like apply when knowing that you're gonna get rejected? So I have a lot of those. And then like I apply for like the jobs that were like on the edge. It's like maybe like, I might not 100% like meet the requirement, but like more than half, like I would fit in this position. But I wasn't getting any job offer or interview. I kept not even getting any response, you know how that goes with like job hunting. And then I came across the network marketing opportunity, and that was the door for me to see the lifestyle that's not the employee lifestyle, like something other than that I didn't know. That was like opened up the whole new world and learn about, you know, sales and how to talk to people. And then like, but so my point is like, I wasn't obviously born to be an entrepreneur. It just kind of started as like, okay, I did this traditional path and it's not working for me. And I was just looking for different opportunities. Like, what else can I do? Like, I've other than I ended up working in like a real estate and IT, but I also like drove Uber and Lyft. I signed up for what's the app called Rover to walk and say other you know, pets like dogs. What else I've done? You know, I've done the Uber like food delivery. I've done like, you know, like completing a bunch of like surveys online and get like $10 for like 10-hour worth of like completing surveys. Like I tried like, oh, and then I wrote like articles online translating from Japanese to English, English and Japanese. It's just like, it was like a lot of time consuming things. And then I didn't see any passion behind it. What company are you working with? So I'm basically doing the digital marketing. I promote high ticket products, and they're just, that's like another, like I have to get into the another video, another talk on this. So let me finish this one, and then I will reconnect, and then we can dive in if you're interested in. But basically, I run ads to promote high ticket products so that I get high pay commission. And that's like a combination of a digital marketing, social media marketing, and the affiliate marketing. And also I teach people how to do it. So anyway, where was I? So yeah, I wasn't born with an entrepreneurial spirit until now. I'm just like, I guess like I found it, but it wasn't something that I'm like, I was like, you know, in the kindergarten, I was like, ooh, like, let's see if I can sell lemonade or cookies. Like I didn't like that wasn't in me at all. And then the point of like, I wanted to share this because a lot of people, like right now, you know, some people lost their jobs, some people maybe they got cut in their working hours, and find a different avenue to bring more income, right? And they're like looking at different options. There's like so many like options, you know, digital marketing, like, you know, what I'm doing is something that I'm getting a lot of attention, as well as like network marketing, and then like affiliate marketing, and then like drop shipping. It's just like the opportunity is just endless. It's out there, but a lot of people hold themselves back because they think they are not entrepreneur, or they didn't born with entrepreneurial spirit or mindset. And that's not something I had. And a lot of people like that I network with, they were not necessarily like, they were like me. They didn't have that mindset or spirit or energy when they started their journey as an entrepreneur. So I wanted to really share this because it doesn't matter where you came from, what kind of experience you had to become an entrepreneur. There is no like qualification, like unlike a job, you can become an entrepreneur from with any background, from whatever the path you had in the past, whatever the path you took, you can become an entrepreneur. And it starts with really the mindset, how like, I can't remember, like I love this quote where I think it was Tony Robbins, where you think you can do it, but then you're telling yourself like you're not. Like for this, you know, entrepreneur example, it's like you telling yourself, oh, like, yeah, I'm not entrepreneur. I don't have that mindset. I don't, oh, that like the no negative talk that you're doing yourself. You're like self-sabotaging, and you're missing a lot of opportunities because right now the jobs aren't the options for a lot of people. Like you can't just like all of a sudden get like the, what do you call it, the certificate to become like a nurse. And then funny part, I was talking to one of my business partners yesterday, like this week. She's a travel nurse, and she mentioned that a lot of travel nurses are getting like their contracts getting canceled because apparently in hospitals, their big money comes from doing the surgery, and then they're not doing surgeries because of the corona. So they're not getting a big money. They're not having the big revenue. So they're having to cut people who are like contractors. They're contracted nurse. And so even being a nurse, that's not there. There's no job security. I was very shocked when I heard that. So regardless of who you are, where you came from, you can become an entrepreneur. And it's the knowledge, the skills, research, like that can catch up. But if you stop yourself from not becoming who you want to be, and it doesn't have to be entrepreneur, like you wanted to be great at, like, can't come up with a good example, like, I don't know, like soccer player. I don't know, I'm terrible at this. Like you have this dream, right? Like the version of yourself who has everything you want, you desired, but for some reason you're telling yourself that you can't get there, and that's like self-sabotaging. And then that applies a lot with entrepreneur. Becoming an entrepreneur, you are capable of becoming an entrepreneur. You don't need, there's no requirement, there's no permit or like certificate to become an entrepreneur. You can start today. So that was my message for you. I hope I wasn't yelling too much. I feel like my energy is just so high today. And so yeah, thanks guys for watching. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy and active. I think I said it last week to do some push-ups. I've been doing a lot of core, and then doing the runnings. But so that was my message. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you guys. Oh, not next week. So tomorrow, I almost forgot. I'm doing a special go live with my friend, who is in a different industry, but also an entrepreneur. So we decided to do a go live together and share like our story and why entrepreneurship, the personal development is important, regardless if you are an entrepreneur or not. And yeah, apparently it's her birthday today. So Abigail, happy birthday. And then my birthday is tomorrow. So it was just like, I didn't even know. We'll share how we met because it's kind of bizarre. But we used to work in the same building, but different like company, I guess, the people. And so yeah, we're doing that tomorrow at like around this time. So 4 p.m. Pacific, which is 7 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned for that. And I've got more exciting news coming, so stay tuned on my page, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or in the next video.